Welcome back to A Passion for Detailing. Today I have a jam-packed episode. We are going to do a wheels off detail, so that's going to be arches cleaned and protected, wheels off, clean and protected also. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and keep your bell notifications on so you don't miss any tips, tricks or future videos. Sit back, relax and let's get at it. Right, let's get the eave up on a piece of wood as it's too low to get a jack underneath. We're going to loosen the lug nuts. It's a 21mm socket. I'm just taking the pressure off them because while the car's on the floor it does make it easier. We're going to jack the car up to a nice height so we can get an axle stand in. Please try and use one of these. It does really protect you. Heaven forbid the car was to fall. This is a 2-ton one. As you can see there, perfect. We're going to loosen the rest of the lug nuts off. Take your time. Please bear in mind that wheels can be quite heavy, so please don't trap your fingers and wear protective gloves if you need to. As I say, they can be quite heavy. We're going to put this wheel away now, ready for the next stage. Quickly going to inspect the area. Caliper's absolutely covered in brake dust. Arches aren't in good condition either, so if you stay tuned you'll see what I did a year ago to them. I did protect them with something, but do stay tuned. If you're getting value from this video, give it a thumbs up. Bilt Hamber Surfex HD 10:1, the best degreaser on the market in my opinion. All products are in the description below. Make sure you get everything covered. We'll get into all the nooks and crannies. I'm going to leave this to dwell for about a minute or two, and some fallout remover on the brake caliper. We're going to wait for that to turn purple, and then we're going to massage it in. And we're now going to use our dedicated wheel brush. I actually use these on calipers and anywhere that's a bit grimy. These are the Detail Factory brushes, they're great for some dirty jobs. I always say get good brushes because they do last a long time. I've had these for quite a while and I really do rate them. If you haven't already, if you can buy these, links are all in the description for all products and used in this video. Take your time, there's not a rush. Get all the nooks and crannies, get all that brake dust out that's accumulated over the year of driving. We're going to give it a quick rinse, get all that Surfex HD and all the muck and grime, so we're not making any more work for ourselves. So we're going to use some P&S Brake Buster now. The reason I'm using this cleaner is it's good against ferrous metals, so it's got rust inhibitors in it, so it's not going to really damage anything like a deep strong cleaner would. Take your time. We all like saving some money in detailing, and I actually do dilute this 50-50 mix, so do save on the old pennies. I'm actually using a Vicam brush here. I was finding it a bit awkward, so I actually started using my detailing brush. It's a little bit easier to get into the tighter areas and still does a fantastic job. Because these arches were actually done a year ago through lockdown, didn't really have much else to do, so yeah, I cleaned the arches all four corners, and you're going to see very soon what we used to do it. Try and get them hard to reach areas. I know it's a bit time consuming, but you will get there in the end, and you'll be thankful with the job that you get done. Do all the springs. This has actually got the Bilstein springs and shocks. They look fantastic in orange and yellow. And then we're going to give it a final rinse, get rid of all that product. Make sure you get it all out. So here you go. Look at the beading on that plastic. They were done a year ago in lockdown with GYEON trim, and I'm actually quite surprised it has lasted just over 3,000 miles in a year and a bit. I do clean the car quite regularly, but I haven't taken the wheels off, but I was well surprised with that. I'm sure you are too. So we're now going to go in with a tar remover to remove any tar spots that's inside the arches, especially on the plastics and the bottom of the wishbones and the struts as well, and also the shocks. We're going to let this dwell for about 4 to 5 minutes. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just remove it with a clean, dry microfiber towel. I'd recommend using an old towel so you don't damage it, because they're the best towels for doing this sort of job. You can see there a bit of tar on the shock, and up there on the painted bit of the arch, and plenty on the plastic. Once it's buffed off, I'm just going to rinse the arches just to remove any product that's lingering behind any of the plastics, so I don't have to take those off. And then we are going to get it all dry. Using my Blow RS, if you want to see the review on this, if you click on the top right hand side of the screen. Great product, I'm glad I bought it. It's great for these sort of jobs. It does make life a little bit easier. Nice warm air as well, so it is drying it, not just with air, but there's some heat there also. What a machine. Let's get down dirty with the wheels. I bet you thought I'd forgot about these. I did pre-rinse them prior to spraying any product on them and left them out in the sun to dry. But yes, this is Bilt Hamber auto wheel. You know when it's ready to go is it will turn purple. Look at that, the colour change is amazing. I used some P&S brake buster just to lube the surface and so it didn't dry out, and using my dedicated detail factory brush, I'm going to work that into the surface. All products in the description below, you will find them there. And if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Take your time with this. I actually put the wheel on 2 pieces of wood so it didn't roll. I don't have a Poker Premium wheel stand, not right now, but I'm sure I'll get one at some point. Get all into the nooks and crannies with your brush, don't miss any areas. And then what we will do is, once we've done that, we are going to give the wheel a good rinse with some water. Once you've rinsed it down and you've done the front and the back of the wheel, we're then going to apply a tar remover. This is actually GYEON tar. Good serving of that. You're going to let that dwell for about 2 or 3 minutes so it doesn't dry out, and then you're going to use a microfiber cloth to remove it. Again, I do reuse my towels. This is one of the rubbish towels I use for my rubbish jobs. Remove all them tar deposits, and then what I actually did do after I'd done that is I actually did rinse the wheel off, just to make sure that, you know, there was nothing left on the surface of the wheel before we put some protection on it. And then I used my Blow RS. What a machine! Just to remove any of the water off the wheel, ready for some protection. It does do a great job, that machine. Really happy with that. And then my favourite product for 2021 has got to be this GYEON wax. If you want to see the review of this product, if you click on the top right hand side of the screen. And if you enjoy this video, don't forget, give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate all your support. This actually takes about 20 minutes to 30 minutes to cure. And then while we are letting that cure, we are going to protect the arches. CarPro PERL. This is actually a 50-50 mix with water. I spray it liberally on all the plastics and pretty much anywhere in the arches. And then what I will do is I will let that air dry for about 1 to 2 minutes to let it evaporate. And then with a clean dry microfiber towel, I'll just lightly buff the plastic to give that nice matte sheen on the plastic trim. This will also help the ceramic coating that's already there, sort of a bit of a booster. So if you have got time to do a ceramic coating, do it. It's well worth it, as you saw from the performance of the product prior. And take your time, make sure you get into the nicks and crannies. Again, it'll be well worth it in the end with the finished result. We're now going to quickly buff off the wax from the GYEON wax. This has got to be one of the easiest waxes I have ever come across, not only to apply but also to buff off also. And the hydrophobic properties on it are incredible. Again, if you want to see a review on that and an update video, click on the top right hand side of the screen and you will get that there as well. So my favourite again, CarPro PERL. I use this as a tyre dressing. As you see, I just use it neat straight out of the bottle for my tyres. That's probably enough there to do probably 2 to 3 tyres. This is my dedicated wheel pad, and I just give the wheels actually a light coating. And once they are coated, I actually just let that sit for a couple of minutes and then buff off with a microfiber towel if you're not happy with the finish you've got, if you prefer a bit more of a matte finish. So the finished result in the arches: calipers cleaned and the arches are protected also. I did actually protect the calipers with some GYEON wax, did that off screen, but look at the result there. Clean and protected for another year. On with the wheel, make sure it's nicely lined up, and then what I like to do is I actually put the bolts or nuts in this instance by hand. At least then you're not going to cross thread any nuts and bolts. You don't want to be in a pickle where one doesn't go in properly and then it's damaged. It'll cause you an absolute headache. And then using a torque wrench, we are just going to torque these bolts up to about 90 Newton meters. And then when the car is lowered, I actually do it to 110. At least then they're to the right specification. This is key. Then we're just going to drop the car down, and well, tyre clean and protected, arches clean and protected. Let me get the Evo off this piece of wood, and I will see you in a moment in the shed. I really enjoyed doing that one for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and keep your bell notifications on so you don't miss any tips, tricks or future videos. Couple of tips: make sure that when you're using a jack, make sure you've got an axle stand to protect yourselves. You don't want the car falling on you, and also make sure your wheel bolts are torqued up to the right specifications so you don't over tighten them. If you want me to review any products, even if they're up here on the shelf, let me know, drop a comment, and I'll see you in the next one.